Friends, Greg, New Master, coming at you again with another action figure review. Today I have Popmart Gong Superman from Kingdom Come, one of the greatest graphic novels of all time. If you like the video, please like and subscribe and help me to build my channel. Thank you and God bless you all. Alex Ross, one of the greatest comic book artists of all time. Kingdom Come, in my opinion, one of the greatest graphic novels of all time, even though it came out in individual issues at first. It was, the classic. Now it's been done so much, the whole deconstructionist superhero thing, breaking them down, stripping them down, questioning, who they are as archetypes at their core. But Kingdom Come was one of the first stories to really do that. Granted, you had Frank Miller's gritty Batman. You had Watchmen, which sort of set the tone for all those stories. But then you had Kingdom Come. And Kingdom Come, to me, blew my mind. It was just such a great Justice League story. It was a great Superman story. A disenfranchised Superman who quit being a superhero because of the death of Lois Lane, because of the violence of the newer sort of Justice League or superhero people who had come on the scene. I do have a feeling that James Gunn is going to be going for those themes in the new Superman, contrasting with his hope, his optimism, and this sense of truth, justice, and the American way. Now, Alex Ross, what makes him so incredible, which really stood out to me as a kid, was he draws comic books like a Renaissance artist. He is like Michelangelo. He is like Leonardo da Vinci. Raphael, all the Ninja Turtles, all these paintings that you would see in the Vatican, obviously from the Renaissance period, but just incredible. Like he made them come to life, and he did this with Marvel Comics as well, with his Marvel series. He made superheroes come to life to see what they would actually look like in their physical costumes. When there was not a lot of high quality superhero movies out and about. Now we have superhero everything all the time, where it's just become so oversaturated, and filmmakers have lost their way with this material that people are becoming disenfranchised with the superhero genre. But this was a time when there was hardly nothing, and he made such beautiful, interesting comic book artwork, the likes of which had never been seen up to that point. I mean, he took it to a different level. So he's making, true high quality art. So this is my mythology book, just a compilation of so much of his art. But here's Shazam here. And just looking, look at the realism, just so beautiful. It's like you're looking at a movie. So here's the Gong Studios Shazam action figure, and that is spot on. I mean, in terms of an action figure, this looks better than the Mezco figures I've seen. This is comparable at this scale to Hot Toys, in my opinion. And I love the Mezco figures, but they always put their spin on it, and it doesn't look exactly like the source material, unlike Hot Toys, which does. So just look at that with Shazam or Captain Marvel, and that's just spot on. So Now I have, I thought the Shazam was so good, Captain Marvel, that I had to get the Superman. So enough of me babbling, and I'll do a good comparison. I was critiqued in my Snarfer video that I did a poor comparison, and that was my fault. So let's check out Superman. So here's the box, just a simple box. It comes in a mailer, just a brown mailer. Has the nice Kingdom Come logo, which James Gunn decided to go with his new logo for Superman. So I'm sure there's going to be a Kingdom Come Superman happening at some point. There's the side. Here's the top. Has the classic Kingdom Come logo. There he is, and there he is on the back. Can't really see the figure in the window. He's covered with plastic. There's stickers of authenticity, so it's not bootleg. And I already cut the tape on the top, and I'm gonna pull out this collector figure. So I just there's two versions you could get. You could get a more expensive one with an additional head sculpt and I think hands. To me, it's not worth it. I only use one head sculpt anyhow, and the head sculpt that you could get was an angry face. So I just chose the neutral Superman face. But I mean, these figures are just spectacular. Then I had to get Superman as well. This seems to be a Superman month for me. So pulling him out of the package, he looks great in the real fabric costume, which I really appreciate. I rarely buy the fabric figures anymore, like the Mezcos, because they're just too easy to damage, and if you display them, they can get stained. The colors can fade and crack and all that. But this figure was so nice, I just had to get it. The cape is very soft, no logo on the back, and I don't believe there was a logo on his cape in Kingdom Come. No wire in the cape, which is surprising because Shazam is all wired up. I want to be very careful with the logo. It looks great. Some sort of a vinyl, but you want to be really careful. It's the nice big logo that covers the whole chest. Some, like, for instance, Christopher Reeve's Superman, smaller logo. And then the Brandon Routh version from Superman Returns is even smaller than that. But this was the indicative of the 90s, the big fat Superman shield covering the whole chest. The black color symbolizing the death of Lois Lane. This is a Superman in mourning. He also has the black belt instead of the yellow belt. But I love the nice gold oval on his belt. I loved the Man of Steel Superman design, and they had the oval like where his belt would be, but then with Justice League and Batman versus Superman, they changed it to a square. I don't know, there's just something very appealing to me about the oval. The costume is so tight that you could see the musculature very well through the fabric costume. So that's really cool. So a lot to talk about on the face. And this is a Alex Ross design. The hair looks very nice. You can see the old gray silver streaks. It's cropped short on the sides. I always thought that was an interesting choice because, Christopher Reeve always had the really bushy sort of 70s haircut. This is honestly like a more modern haircut, with the fade on the sides and the back, which is actually pretty cool because this is a long time ago that this book was made. early 90s, late 80s. I'm blanking on the date with Kingdom Come. I think it was the early 90s when it came out. Uh, but at minimum the 80s, late 80s. But I mean, just look at this haircut. So different compared to Christopher Reeve's Superman, which we all know. And he had the real bushy hair, sort of the wings on the side. And this is sort of a cropped, militaristic haircut. The other interesting thing I always thought about Alex Ross is look at that face, you know? This is not a handsome Superman. I wouldn't call him ugly by any means, but he's not pretty looking. Like Henry Cavill, Brandon Routh, Christopher Reeve, model looking men. This is sort of a gritty, rough, strongman kind of Superman. He kind of looks like a power lifter, kind of gnarled. You can see the lines in his face, very masculine. Almost like Mel Gibson. You know, Mel Gibson had a real strong face, a real strong neck. Though he could cross over, you know, into model territory because he had the bright blue eyes, but there's nothing feminine looking about this Superman. His build is big and jacked. He looks strong. He doesn't look sleek and slender like Christopher Reeve or Brandon Routh. He looks big and strong and gnarled, like the weight of the world was on his shoulders. So it was always an interesting choice by Alex Ross to portray his superheroes as he did. Let's take a look at the articulation. He's on a ball joint, so you have great range of motion. Just look at the lines on the neck, the very corded neck, just such a strong, powerful neck. That's what he looks like from the back. The muscles show through. If you look at the boots, there's texturing on there. Lots of detail. Looks really, really nice. Shading. Looks like he has a little bit of a 5 o'clock shadow. Like I said, you can see the gray. I would just say I would make his hair just a little bit darker. Looks almost like the darkest brown you can get, but not quite black. Superman typically has like black hair. Look at the hands. Just the veins and the detail in the hands look amazing. I got the most basic one possible, so you get a set of fisted hands as well, which I'll be sure to put on my figure. But you can see the veins in the hands, the vascularity. You can even see the thumbnail a little bit. So just an excellent sculpt. What else do we have? So let's compare it to the book and see how well Gong nailed Superman's face. So I have it bookmarked here. And this here is one of the most iconic images from Kingdom Come. It's Superman's first appearance. And if you look at that face there, and he has like very light eyes, at least in this image. But I mean, just hyper masculine, like very strong looking Superman's face. And then I think this is a good example of his face. And if I could just point the camera down there. So there's Superman's face, according to Alex Ross. And then here's the Gong studio figure. And I mean, that's spot on. Just a gorgeous comparison, this face to the figure. Just outstanding job. So, I mean, these figures are amazing, super high quality, really hit it out of the park, and it looks just like Alex Ross's drawing. In terms of articulation, shoulders go up that high. There are butterfly joints in there. I just want to be careful because I don't want to damage the shield. double jointed elbows. There's a bicep cut, full rotation on the wrist. Just be careful. Ball joint there. That's what that looks like. Pop a fist on. Hopefully I'm not going to break this. Always be careful with your figures because they are fragile and can break right when you pull them out. So his sleeve came up here. So I'm trying to be careful to not damage the fabric just by switching the hands. Let's see if I can get this on without having to heat it up. It has a tendency to bend. Okay, so can't get that on right now. Afraid I'm gonna gunk it up. Okay, so I'll just leave that off for now. Probably shouldn't have taken it off for the video. Anyhow, he can crunch that far. He can back bend that far. Torso articulation just on the top there. Want to be very careful. He can straddle that far. He can kick that high. He's got double jointed knees. Nice articulation in the ankles. I like this better than the Mezco because they're typically really tight. And he's just a great figure. And I'm going to tuck his arm behind him right now because it's going to take me a bit to get those hands on after the video. But he is a gorgeous figure. This is Popmart Gong Studio Superman from Kingdom Come. Highly recommend this figure if you are a Superman fan. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. And God bless you all. Peace.